was running around with the Caribbean doing real big things in Jamaica. And I ran into this guy named Paul Murray who said, Keith, we need you to help the vets because we know about your background. Let's do it. Paul, good morning. We doing fine, Paul. And I wish
Hello, Paul.
Get me online.
And I see Dawn must have called you.
I have a couple surprise callers.
Well, then that's all right. We don't mind you sleeping. I need you to pull out all your hard drives because we got pictures to do. Paul is a photographer, my audience, and Paul is a veteran. He's a photographer. He's been a photographer, some of the greatest in this country, and it's just an honor to have him say hello, even though we woke him up this morning. Paul, you're on the air live right here at WTIS Radio in Clearwater, St. Pete, and this is the west coast of Florida. Say hello to the west coast. Tell them a little bit about your program, Paul, just real quickly there.
For those that want .com.
Say that again.
The phone, USACommonlaw.com. The phone number is 1-877-714-1233. Extension 171, and you can reach me direct on that number.
Well, Paul, that's good. Paul does things to help veterans, and right now they're working on housing. So if you have a house problem, you need some help, be sure and call that number. Paul will be there to help you. Paul, you go on back to sleep. Thank you, and we'll talk later on today. All right. Dawn, thank you for that. You just surprised me really, really good with that. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Miss Dawn Reese. And she is here. I'm going to have her talk in just a minute, but we got one more caller. Hello, who am I speaking to this morning? Well, hello, Gerald. How you doing, man? Gerald, I'm doing fine. Sure is good to hear you. You my second surprise for the day. That's nice. Paul was my first one. That's it. Gerald, talk to me a little bit about what you're doing, so that our audience here can hear something very good news. Tell me.
He was a vet as well.
I know he's a vet.
Yes.
I know he's a vet. Where were you stationed? Where were you stationed? All right. Good base. Good base.
I was in the Navy, but on the Air Force.
You were in the Navy on a plane. Well, you got to remember that most of them were all mixed up anyway. Of course, the Air Force.
Yeah.
The Air Force is the Air Force, but it's really a division of the Army.
Well, I was really in two different squadrons. One was a VR-6 squadron, which was a heavier than air transport, then VR-3, which was a flight one.
Okay. Fantastic. Well, some of your buddies are out there listening, so we're going to say shout out to all the guys who were at the flight course and the guys who did the double duty, which is Navy and, of course, Air Force. And if you're in the Navy and you got a plane, it's still a Navy Air Force plane. You got it.
So how have you been doing?
I've been doing very well, man, and I'm blessed and I'm grateful that the station here is allowing us to continue with this program because we're going nationwide. Very soon you'll be able to hear us at 27 stations across this country. And, of course, we've joined a network, a much bigger network that's sort of like Pandora. But they now have all music. They have talk as well. So you're going to be able to get us not only on the internet, but in a lot of places around this country as we develop what we're doing.
Well, Gerald can be your promoter because he's the promoter of the stars and major artists. So what you're working on with the tour, I think would be fabulous.
Well, that's my next thing. I want you to continue listening to this show, Gerald. You'll get a full picture of what we're going to be doing the rest of the year because we're going to do a calendar, and I'm going to announce the calendar today. We have several activities, and I definitely want you to be a part of it. No matter what we're doing, I want to know that Gerald's there with us. Fair enough?
That would be great. And take good care of Dawn. She's our principal girl.
You got it. We're taking care of her. She's taking care of us. You can feel free to call in anytime, Gerald. You're welcome at any time. You yell at all my Navy guys, and be sure and wave at the Air Force as they fly by. I'm on every Saturday morning, and that is from 11 to 12 right here at WTIS. But, of course, you can go on the internet, WVETonlineradio.com, and you can pick me up pretty much anytime. All right? Well, Gerald, thank you so much, and I greatly appreciate it. But thank you for calling, and we will be coming right back, and I'm going to be talking about activities in this market and in Miami and in New York, Chicago, LA, San Francisco, and of course, Texas.
He was calling from Rochester, New York.